The materials you will need to create a simple servo circuit are a servo motor, of course, wire, a breadboard with an Arduino that has a USB, and a potentiometer. When you go into the servo bin, you might notice that there is two different types of servo, and the one you will need will differ depending on the job you need to create. The small servo will need 3.3 volts of power, while the bigger one will need 5 volts of power, and the bigger one is obviously better for more stressful jobs on a circuit. For your Arduino code, Arduino provides multiple example files for you to use under File Examples. For your servo, you're going to want to go under Servo and grab Servo Knob. This sample code allows a potentiometer to control a servo, very simply. It will attach your potentiometer to analog pin 0 or A0 on the Arduino, and attach the servo to number 9. Before we wire the servo, I'd like to explain what each wire in the two components connect to, since a common mistake is miswiring. For the servo, the yellow wire goes to its pin, in this case 9. For the red wire, it goes to the positive, which is 5 volts or 3.3 volts based on which servo you're using. The black wire goes to ground, or G and D, on the Arduino. For the potentiometer, if its connections are facing you, the left wire goes to ground, the middle one goes to its pin, or A0 in this case, and the right one goes to its 5 volts as well. Wiring the rest of the circuit should be self-explanatory from here, and should end up looking something like this. Now you should be able to connect your USB cord from the computer to the Arduino. Make sure the program is set to have the Arduino/Genuino Uno as the set board, and the port as your incoming port, which should look something like this. Then press upload and you're ready to test your circuit. Now, when you spin your potentiometer like this, then the servo should move correspondingly to how you turn it. And granted, you change the power to 5 volts if necessary, this one should work exactly the same way, with the same code. So if you followed my steps accordingly and it's still something not working, of course the first step is to check and make sure your wiring is all correct and according to how I displayed it. If that is not the issue, then the issue might be a component not working correctly, so I would suggest switching the potentiometer and or the servo. A good way to test to see if the potentiometer is working is to input a serial monitor into your code, which can be done by putting this line right here under void setup and this line under void loop. Now once you add a serial monitor into your code, you press the serial monitor button at the top right of Arduino, and you can see what the potentiometer is reading. This gives you a clear indication as to whether your potentiometer is working or not. That is just about everything you will need to know about how to wire a servo using a potentiometer. If you need any other assistance, I'll provide a link in the description to the Arduino Help Center, and you can always ask Mr. Estock for further advice.